What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project. This is the Volkswagen Golf 8R modded in by Lit. This was his Christmas present to everyone. Merry Christmas, as it says on the Steam Workshop there. This one is going to be awesome. It is obviously a Volkswagen Golf. I do love a Volkswagen Golf. Absolutely beautiful looking cars. Let's have a look at this one. It is the Lit Edition. We did go for a lit build, so it is a lit edition we are going for. They're always just a little bit more exciting, in my opinion. I believe we did edit ours. It's normally available from the auction and the salon, which means you can only buy a good version of it from the auction house. I added the junkyard, so if necessary, we could pick it up from the junkyard or from the bad auction house, which is what we did. And it's still in quite good condition, let's be honest. We're going to call it flood damaged. 80% on the frame, 50% on the body, 63 for the interior, and 35 for the general parts condition, which isn't too shabby. I'm sure we can definitely do something about that one. We've got less than 12,000 kilometers on this beast, so hopefully we're going to make it pretty awesome. Did we get a good deal for it? Absolutely not. 33,738 is what I paid, and I could sell it for 29,014, losing out on 4,724 before we even begin. But hopefully, if we have a bit of luck on the drag strip today, we'll be able to claw that one back before we even get back to the garage and get this beautiful Golf sold off. The engine in this one is the i4 2-litre double overhead cam at TFSI all-wheel drive engine, and I'm not sure what that translates to in a normal engine. Obviously, I've got lots of mods in my game, so it's going to be just a slight bit different. But this is going to be cool. 433 horsepower. It is all-wheel drive. We should be able to get that power down very quickly and get some good times on the drag strip. That's the plan, at least as it stands. Hopefully we're going to be able to do that. Let's just take a quick peek. That is an engine cover. I definitely am happy about that. But let's have a look under here. We are missing a lot of that engine as well, and quite a few bits from the rear suspension there looking. And also, I'm going to say everything from the engine bay. Yes, we're missing everything from the engine bay, so we'll clear that a little bit later. Coming up in the next episode will be my competition entry for the latest competition over on the Red Dot Games official Discord server, where we're all building the 2005, I believe, 2005 to 2008 Ford Mustang from the Steam Workshop. So if you want to do that one, get involved, have some fun with us, come and join us on Discord, build a beautiful version of that Mustang, get it entered, and you too could be reigning champion. Obviously, there's no prizes for this one, just a bit of bragging rights. But make sure you get on over, links in the description below. Have some fun with us on Discord anyway. But back onto this beautiful Volkswagen Golf. Let's get it started. Let's get it over to the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up. In the car wash with the Volkswagen Golf, let's get it cleaned and see what colour is underneath all of this dust and grime. And what colour are you currently? We will be applying a livery to this one. Or you're just in a light, nice looking white, I believe that is. It's not quite silver. I'd say that's some sort of pearl white, but I'm not sure. But we will be using a livery for this one today. Zaraki has created another masterpiece, so that's what we'll be using. But let's get this one interior done. Ready to get this one back on the lift. Get what little is left of that engine ripped out of there. Get all the engine bay stuff sorted. And then we can start getting this beautiful Golf all back together. Back in the main workshop, let's check for that oil pan. There wasn't much left of that engine, so no, I didn't expect to see one there anyway. But let's get started getting a few bits out of here, starting with that drive shaft. Out you come. Nice and easy. No rusty bolts so far. That's what you get when it's in relatively good condition, although we are saying it was flood damage, so that kind of falls against our plan a little bit there, but never mind. We're going to have to get some of this front stuff out here, front wheels, drive axles, and that main drive shaft. So we'll crack on with that. What do you think about these rims? Should we keep them? I don't think so. We got rims DLC stuff to play around with. We'll find something in there we like. Then we can get this front drive shaft out. Luckily, there is no starter missing because you have to do this one from above. That's the radiator. If I go on start, access from the engine bay. But it wasn't there, so we can go straight in and get this beautiful gearbox out of here. Out you come. And that should be it. We should be able to lift what's little of that engine left out. So back down you go, and let's go and grab the engine crane and give it a go. See if we've missed anything. See if it's going to make me take that engine cover off first. But that is a body part, so it shouldn't. And it didn't. That is what we like. Let's get that put away. I do kind of really want to get that engine cover off because I want to see. Is it all of this as well? I mean, I'm definitely going to have to put it back in. I'm not a fan of engine covers. We'll see what we can do with the colours a little bit later on. But let's just double check, see what we have got going on in this engine bay, even though it is all missing. So we got large intercoolers, 3 radiators. Not sure if they got fan housing kits on at the moment. Wishy-washy reservoir, coolant reservoir, power steering reservoir, and the brake servo just up there. big old air filter that I believe sits underneath that engine cover, the battery and battery tray there, an ECU and a fuse box in there. We're obviously missing all of that exhaust running through the middle there. Lovely fuel tanks missing from the back, and then lots of the suspension from this side is all missing, but we can sort that all out. A few rubber bushings and things like that. I don't think much from the front was missing because it was all there. So there we go. Nothing to drain out this time. I'm going to get all of this stripped, get everything we need built back together, ready to go back in that beautiful engine bay, and all of this ready to reassemble. And then when we come back, it'll be time to check out and sort out this Golf's beautiful bodywork. That's all the internals repaired, replaced, or upgraded, ready to go back together. But now we need to sort out all of this bodywork for this lovely Golf. So let's get started. Engine cover can't come off until that, and that can't come off until that. So front end, front clamshell, and then engine cover. Finally get that one off of there. Hopefully we can do something with all the colours on there a little bit later on. Car part 5 is these little light bits here. Then we got the headlights. Out you come, and obviously one of the fenders. Off you come there. Out with the windshield, and then hopefully just down here it's just doors. Is that side skirt? That is a side skirt as well. Out you come. What else have we got round here? Not much at the back. Car part 4. Out you come there. Lovely parcel shelf and the subwoofer for the lit edition. Tail light. Any rear bumper? No. Is that part? No. Is that part? No. And then out with these doors as well. And then that should have left us with just the frame. We'll find out in a minute, but let's get on and get this interior out of here. Now, the rear seats have got a lovely fabric on them that we definitely can't replace for the front seats, which is a bit of a shame. That would have been awesome to get that in the front as well. So we might swap the seats out a little bit later on, but let's get this interior out. Out you come, and off with that steering wheel there. I don't think we'll be using that one again, but you never know. We shall find out. Is that everything off? That's not the right screen. 4%, so we're definitely missing a couple of bits. Oh, the body windows. Lovely little small triangle pieces. Wait. Could they go somewhere? There they are. I see them now hiding in there. One on that side, one on that side. There we go. Nice and simple. That's it. Now we've got everything. 1% on there and nothing showing up on there. The frame is at 80%, and I bought the car for a little over 33,000. So probably not too much today because it's quite fixed. Oh, I'm going to say 700. 650. Not far off at all. Not far off at all. As we jump back into the body shop so we can have a look. So obviously we've got side skirts. There are 2 different options for them. One for car part 1. Car part 4, we're going to go with the one with the subwoofer. That's nice and simple. And I think for 5, we'll keep the lights on at the front there. Engine cover is what it is. A couple of front bumpers to play around with, and a couple of them front clamshells to play around with. The front end, well, we've got 3 options, a paintable, piano black, or a chrome one. So we'll have a look at them as well. Doors, windows, fenders, they are just what they are. Hood, it's either a carbon or a normal, and I think we're just going to go for the normal. The headlights, we'll play around with these when we come to them, see what we like the best. Mirrors, I'm thinking the B mirror, so we can get it body coloured, but we shall see a little bit later on. Tail lights, probably the tinted ones there. Where are we? 2 rear bumper options. I went too far, so we'll have a look at both of them. Doors and windows are what they are. Lights we've already covered. And the trunks, we've got a few trunks to play around with. Oh, and left and right trunk tail lights as well. So we'll have a play with them. Let's go and see what we can repair, because we've obviously got a few bits that are just what they are. So let's go and get them repaired if we can. So that's not one, that's not one. The engine cover, definitely going to get you repaired. We're keeping that, so definitely want that. Fenders are a definite, and so are the doors. So I'm just going to go through the rest of this, make sure it's all right, and then we'll come back to getting this beautiful car all back together. That's everything repaired that we're definitely going to repair. So let's start getting some of it back on. That fender is a definite on there, and I think we managed to get all of the doors. So let's get all of them around if we can. Just double check you and you. There we go. That's what we like. This part here, we're definitely keeping with the lights on. And I think that's as far as we got. Did we keep the hood? No. So let's go and buy a new hood. Let's just do this in order. On with that new hood. Just keeping the standard hood. Don't particularly want the carbon fiber one in there. Front bumper. Now, do we have one? We don't. So there's 2 options. So let's go and buy both of them and see what the difference is. So front bumper A, or the normal one. Oh, I think it might be some carbon fiber. I think it might be a bit of carbon. I think this grille in the alternate one is carbon fiber. So let's just try that one and see what it looks like. Bumper B. It is carbon fiber down at the bottom. We'll keep it carbon for now, but I'm not going to do too much carbon fiber on this one here. What do we need next? I think it's the engine cover. I think we repaired that one. We did. So in you go. Then this front clamshell. And I'm not sure. I think I'm quite liking the light on. So we got paintable and the light on. Piano black is just what it is. We could do a carbon one or this little vented one. So let's just try the light on, because I'm quite liking that one. I think it's going to add a bit to the front. Then for the front end, did we repair this? We didn't, but we could have. So that was a paintable. I think paintable is probably the option. I'm trying to think what we're doing. We'll go with paintable for the time being, but again, we may change it later. I probably should have just repaired that one, but never mind. On you go. Now for the headlights. Let's just get this hood closed back down again. Oh, that flashes red because I was selecting something that we couldn't take out yet. I thought that was just going to be awesome with a red light on it every now and then, but no, never mind. On to the headlights. What have we got options for the headlights? So we've got chrome, piano black, paintable, tinted chrome, tinted piano black, or tinted paintable. I think I'm going to go for the tinted paintable for the time being. Hopefully the light will be on it. So let's have a look at that one quickly. On you go, paintable on there, and we'll see what colors we go for a little bit later on and how that turns out. That's looking good around there though. Let's just quickly try it with the right hand light in paintable without the tint. See if that makes the light just a little bit brighter. It does. See, that more matches in with what's already there. So I think I'm going to go for the untinted lights for the time being. Again, we may change it all. We may change everything, but let's just get you going back in for the time being. Paintable untinted. That way the light matches in a lot better, especially with the golf badge all lit up there. Front left fender, we need to grab you. Let's get you there, and we might as well grab all of the windows while we're here. That's all the windows in, apart from the trunk. We'll come to that one just a little bit later on. What do we reckon next? Mirrors or side skirts? In fact, let's just get a blank front license plate on for the time being. Come back to that one later. I reckon side skirts. Let's have a look. We got two options, car part 2 and 2B. So let's just buy them both and see what they look like, what the difference is between them. So car part 2, normal one. This is showing a little black extra section down here. Is that mud flap? Let's just say it is a mud flap. So let's take you off and put the other one on minus the mud flap, theoretically. That is minus the mud flap. Do we want the mud flap? The front does have... Oh, I thought that was a separate piece. The front does have sort of like a little bit of a front-facing mud flap. Do we need it? Do we want it? Let's just put it on again and have a look. So we go with you with the mud flap. Do we like it with the mud flap? No, I'm going to take the mud flap off. I'm going to say no to the mud flap, so we'll get the other side done exactly the same in the 2B part. So it would be 3B for the other side. Round we go. Let's get you on there without the mud flap, because it's just a bit more visible than that one at the front. That's not too visible on there. Mirrors wise, I did say we were going to go for the paintable ones, or what I assume is paintable, so we can get it to go with the bodywork a bit later on. So we'll go with them for the time being, and we'll see if we want to swap them to the carbon fibre a little bit later, depending on how much carbon we end up with. So in a minute, we've only got that front grille piece, but that could all change as we come around to the back. And let's get that parcel shelf in. Did we repair that? We did. In you go with the subwoofer. And then for the trunk, I don't think we have that. No, we don't. So into the trunk. Now we've got a normal badge, a blacked badge. I'm not sure what's going on there. And another blacked out badge. Can we get one lit up? Is that going to be a lit up one like the front? No, that's just your plain standard Volkswagen badge. Not sure I'm interested enough by that one. So let's go for the blacked out one. See what that looks like. In we go. That's too blacked out, in my opinion. Can't see anything. So, option number 3, which is this one with the R lettering on it. That one might be quite cool. So, we go for that one. And that has got the R badge. But do we want to keep it chromed or blacked out? We'll leave it blacked out for the minute, because I'm definitely not feeling much chrome on this build, if any at all. We shall see about that a little bit later on. Why does that mirror not look right? Oh, it does. Never mind. Just my eyes playing games on me. I think we managed to repair this tail light because it was the tinted one that we're going to go for. So let's go and buy the others. So we want both of these, and we want the left tinted tail light. So let's get all of that in. In you go, and on you go. And then obviously the trunk window we had from earlier. Car part 1, I think that was just the one option, wasn't it? Yeah, nice and easy. Let's get you. And then the rear bumper. We've got a couple of options for the rear bumper, if I could find it. You there, and I'm assuming the other one's got carbon fiber. So let's have a look. Normal one is just your normal, like, piano black on there. Let's get you back off and try the other one and see if that is carbon fiber, which we'll probably now keep because we got that bit of carbon at the front. It is carbon fiber on there as well. Blank license plate just to get it on. And then that rear clamshell, which I again believe was the only piece. Yes, it was. Let's just grab you, and that should be everything for the bodywork. Again, we might do something with the colours on them a little bit later on. Not too fussed about the chrome on it. I'm not a big fan of the chrome, and if we do keep them chrome, maybe we'll go for a chromed badge on there. I'm not sure, but is that everything for the bodywork? Body is 100, frame is 100. We just need to sort out this interior and decide what we're going to go for it. So let's get into the interior shop. Over to we go. Let's look for some custom seats. We're not going to get anything that can match them back seats at all, but I'm feeling like maybe one of these will go in nicely. We'll see. What other options do we have? I don't want to go too over the top with it, but I still want it to look like a custom sort of sporty Golf, if you know what I mean, without going too far. I think all the other cool ones are probably branded. Maybe the Salem. I'm not sure. I think we'll leave it at them. We'll see what they look like inside. We'll come back in a moment. And I'm going to go for a VM steering wheel. And I'm going to use this one because we keep using the other one. So let's see how this looks inside. Starting with that steering wheel. On you go on there. And then we'll get one of each of the seats in on either side and see what they look like. Do we like either of them? Are they too big? Are they too much? We can change the colours on them a little bit later. So let's go in photo mode and see if we will be needing to do that. Because it is a bit darker. Oh, the floor's not... Actually, the floor is a very close match to them seats. Back seats-wise, definitely a little bit darker on the centre. So we definitely want to try and add some colour to these seats a little bit later on. Maybe keep the plastic. But which one do we prefer? I might actually go for these ones here, I think. So we'll go for them for the time being, and we'll see how that turns out. So I want to take out this one, get them all matched in, and hopefully that's going to be good. In you go. Excuse me, had a bit of a cough there. Let's just see if we've got everything 100%, 100%, 100%. We have. That's what we're going for the time being. So let's get this beast into the paint shop, check out that livery, and pick which colour we're going to go for. This is the colour I'm going for our beautiful Golf, sort of like this baby blue. It's kind of a mix between a matte and a pearl finish. Tiny little bit of shine on it using the 0.05 clear coat on there. 60 in the roughness, 80 in the metalness, kind of giving it a matte sort of satin sort of finish. I really like that finish. It looks absolutely incredible. And as for the blue, it's 280, 100 to get that lovely light blue on there, which I think, again, it looks fantastic. But let's get into the livery. I think it's quite a big one, so it might take a moment to load. Here we go. Get in there. There we go. Beautiful livery by Zaraki. This is called the Hurricane livery. It's available on the workshop. It looks absolutely beautiful. You got this black. Maybe we will change that to the chrome badge on there. We shall see a bit later. In fact, I already think I want to change that before I paint it, just because that's just a little bit too dark, in my opinion. Maybe we could keep them chrome exhaust, but we'll come back to that. Loving the blue on there. You've got all the black details looking absolutely fantastic. The light up around the front there. We do get a little blue strip just above that light. Little blue strip just running across the front there. And again, a little blue strip on that light. The mirrors matching in with that blue. All looks absolutely fantastic. Excellent livery by Zaraki. But I'm now just quickly going to go and swap that badge, and then we'll get this car painted. There we go. That looks a little better with the badges actually visible at the back, the Volkswagen and the R badge on there in the chrome. And then obviously we got that lit up badge at the front, all looking good. I think that's about everything. So let's get this one painted. The only things we may change a little bit later on will be maybe the colour of the metal framing on this rear exhaust piece. We might see if we can swap that one a little bit later. But I think I'm going to keep the tips chrome matching in with that badge on there. We obviously want to try and do something a little bit with that interior just to get it sort of like a bit more colour match. Something a bit darker on there for the seats. We'll see a bit later. And maybe something on the steering wheel, although we've already got a little blue badge for the virtual mechanic on there. And that actually looks quite good. So maybe we'll leave that as it is. And also blue stitching. Did you see that on the steering, on the gear shifter? A little bit of blue stitching on there. That looks nice. It's a bit darker than everywhere else, but I'm liking it nonetheless. Is there more stitching? doesn't look like it. That looks to be the extent of it. So we're going to try and do something with the seats, maybe something with the steering wheel, but I think everything else is going to stay as it is. Obviously, we need to try and do something with that engine cover. We will figure that one later on once we've painted the engine and everything like that. So now I'm going to crack on, start getting everything else painted, and start getting this beautiful Golf all back together, ready to tear up the drag strip. That's everything painted and kind of back on. We're missing the front end, the badge, and the engine cover for the moment, but we will see that all a little bit later on. For the minute, let's check out the engine bay. I did the wishy-washy and the coolant reservoir in a sort of like this body match white color on there, looking nice. Power steering reservoir is just in a black, and the brake boosters in that white and black on there. Fuse box, air intake, and the battery tray are all in that lovely blue. And then obviously we've got a bit of blue on the Volkswagen badge on the tray bracket, and this very bright red on these support rods, whatever you want to call them, looking absolutely fantastic. There will be a splash more of that to come. Obviously you can see a bit on the clips there and a little bit on the sway bar underneath. As for these radiators, they are all in a white, with the one with the fan housing kit in black with some blue fans on there. ABS pumps in white and the modules in black, and there's the first look at the white screws on there, looking quite nice. And we do also have our ECU just tucked in there, looking fantastic. Large intercooler at the front in a white, along with the main cross member there. And then we've got blue arms, a white knuckle, and a white sway bar with black and blue on the shocks. And then that beautiful bright red on the brake caliper on there, all looking nice at the front. Let's get down to the back. If I can get down there, let's get down to the back. There we go. Very similar. Obviously, the whites in the center and on the knuckle there, and then blue on all of the arms with the black spring setup on all the suspension and everything, with the red brake caliper on there, finishing it off. Also, a red sway bar with a fuel tank in a blue and white, looking absolutely fantastic. I'm very pleased with this so far, but now we need to go and build that beautiful engine and then get that one dropped in. So let's go see what we've got to do for that. It's on the stand already. We got blue and black on the block, blue on the oil pan, blue on this oil filter housing, and then blue and black on the engine head cover with the blue camshaft cradle. Then you've got two camshafts, one on either side, 4 spark plugs all running down the middle, and the rest of that is all self-explanatory. So let's not rotate the engine. Let's get on and start getting some of this stuff back on, starting with this cam gear back cover, which is just in a black. Then we got the cam gear with that very deep metallic-y red on there, same as all the idle rollers, all looking fantastic. I thought I'd keep that splashed in, hence why we've got the brake calipers and a few other parts in that red as well. Also got a bright red belt tensioner in there, but all of this will sit under a cover a little bit later on anyway. So let's crack on. Alternator just in a steel black on there, power steering pump in a blue steel black, and keeping some of that red just displayed, looking very nice. Oil filters just in a black, and then if we nip round to the back, we got the fuel filter in a black, and then some other cam gears on the back side. One there with a timing chain in the middle, and then another cam gear on the other side. In you go, along with a beautiful white timing cover going on the top. Now, when we drop this in the car, all of these bolts will go white as well, as you've already seen one. So we'll see them a little bit later once we get this one in. A few of these accents just in blue and steel black where it looked good. So on you go for all of them pieces, looking very nice on there. Then we can jump up to this head cover, which we have just done in that body match white, and it is very bright here. We can get that dulled down just a little bit. There we go. That's a bit better. With the ignition coils all in this very beautiful metallic red on there. And if we nip around to the underside as well, the fuel injectors are all in that same color, looking fantastic. On you go. Then we got our timing cover for the front, also in a white, matching all in with that top piece, looking good. Crankshaft pulley, TKAftermarket one in that beautiful red, looking fantastic. Then we can get this other serpentine belt on, and this other idle roller in there, also in that beautiful matched red, looking fantastic. Then the intake manifold on you go in your blue. No bolts for that one because they go in with the fuel rail, which is in that wonderful red. I've just left it exactly as it was, looking beautiful, matching in with the rest of them pieces there. As I've said before, this throttle doesn't quite match up, which is a bit of a shame, but we're going to put it on anyway. And we've done ours in that red with a little splash of black on there as well, just a bit on the outside and a bit on the vent in the middle, looking good. And then round to the other side for the final pieces, the exhaust manifold, which is in that white, looking beautiful on there. And then we've also got the turbocharger on here, which is in a white and black, looking fantastic on there. Did want to splash red on this as well, but there isn't a way of doing 3 colors on the thing yet. So we'll hopefully find that some out maybe another time, maybe in the next game if it ever comes. But there it is, all finished, ready to get dropped into our beautiful Golf. So let's get it dropped in and see what she looks like. The engine crane's over, so let's get this engine dropped in and see how good it looks. It thinks it's red predominantly. It's definitely not. I would say it was more of a black predominantly, but never mind. Let's get that crane put away and take a look at that. That's looking good in there. I'm pleased with that. We could finish this off without the engine cover, but we've still got a few other pieces. So we kind of need the engine cover, because for the engine cover to go in, and then you put it on that front clamshell, which is our lit up Volkswagen badge, and then the front end sits behind all of that. So we kind of have to have it in there, but it is what it is. We can still see the engine underneath. It is looking very, very nice. And even the matching in with the blue into the air filter housing built into the engine cover, and the actual air filter in there itself, looking good. But now back up into the air. We've got a few bits left to go. We've got to start with that gearbox. Then we've got to nip it back down and get that starter in as well. So let's crack on with that. In we go with the gearbox, which is in a blue and black. And then obviously them white bolts, just doing it all up. Look fantastic. While we're here, we'll throw the blue front drive shaft in. And then these front drive axles, which are just blacked out. They're the same at the back, just blacked out as well. Ooh, misclicked that one there. In you go. Now let's have a look at these white bolts. Now obviously where they're on the white casing is an ever so slightly different white. But apart from that, they look fantastic. Radiator. They look fantastic. Dropped in and about there. Just looking quite nice. We have to go and grab that starter in a second. But before we do that, let's get all of this exhaust in. Front exhaust section in the matching white for the rest of the exhaust up there. The middle muffler, we've got the resonator delete pipe, thanks to the TKAftermarket. And then obviously if we can get underneath that rear muffler there, just in a white as well. And for our drive shaft, we've gone for the carbon one, but just painted in a beautiful blue on there. Just finishing that one off. In you go, bolted up, and that is everything apart from the wheels. So let's take a walk out from underneath. Lots of blue, plenty of whites. That is all looking fantastic, with a few splashes of that red in there as well. And for that rear clamshell, we did take the chrome out, unfortunately, but left some chrome inner clips. The rest of it's in a lovely white on there, looking beautiful. Let's get you back down on the ground. Let's get some windows tinted, do some wheels, get the liquids topped up, and then we can get this one outside in the sun. What are we going to do with the tinting today? Let's get in and take a look. Straight away get us off of all. I should have closed that hood, but never mind. So we'll go 65 and see where that ends up once we take a seat in a minute. Trunk window, you can go 100%. Left body window, well, might as well just click that now. You can go 100%. Body window, 100%. Front left door, we want you 65. Front right door, 65. And then the rear doors both want to be 100 on there. One on that side and one on that side. That's all of them. Let's take a seat inside and see whether 65, if I could get around, was enough. That's fine on there. Perfectly see-through enough, and enough of a tint on the outside as well. There we go. So now I'm going to crack on, get the liquids topped up, then we'll get the wheels on. Just balancing the last rim now, and then we can get these two on the car and get this beautiful Golf all finished off, ready to go outside in the sun. And let's talk about these then. I've gone for the rim at 252 today. The rears, that one there, are a 20-inch rim with a 255 width on the tyre and a 25 profile. And it's ET5 at the back. And we've done these in a beautiful two-tone, black and white. You've got this black rim running around the outside with this slightly inserted white rim. And then obviously black bolts on there, looking fantastic. For the front rim, 218 was one I was testing. We are back to 252, but it's a 20-inch rim at the front. Same size tyre with a 255 width and a 25 profile. But the front wheels need ET of 15 to bring them out nicely enough. There we go. In you go. All bolted up. And that should be absolutely everything for this beautiful Golf. Let's get it sat down on the ground. See what we think it looks like. Maybe they're a bit too indented, them rims. I don't know. I'm quite liking them. Just enough that they're set back that you can just about not see them. But that is everything for this beautiful Volkswagen Golf. All finished off and ready to go. So let's get it outside in the sun. Well, there we go. All finished with the Volkswagen Hurricane Golf. Looking fantastic. Just the last bits left to do. And that is swap these license plates around. Off with our blank ones. And let's get on something with some lettering on. And I've gone for VW, Hurricane. Sort of very abbreviated to make sure it all fit on there. Volkswagen Hurricane. I quite like that. Very fitting for the vehicle and this beautiful livery by Zaraki. Link in the description below to the livery if you want to grab that one from the Steam Workshop. Also, a link in the description below to the car from Lit on the Steam Workshop. Absolutely fantastic car. I have loved this one, and I think this livery really makes it stand apart. I do love a Volkswagen, especially a modern Golf. How could you not like them? But let's get in and see what this beautiful beast sounds like once we're sat inside listening to that turbo whistle. Let's go. Come on, beautiful. What do you sound like? Very bizarre tick over there, but let's give it some gas. Oh, bit of over revving on that one. Definitely sounding awesome. And that turbo whistle just kicking off just the way I like it. Sounding beautiful. Well, let's get this beast onto the dyno, see what its horsepower is, what its drag rating will be, and then get this beast onto the drag strip. On the dyno with its 2-litre turbocharged inline-4 engine Volkswagen Golf Lit Edition. How much have we tuned this by today? 433 was the factory starting horsepower. How much have we increased it by? Hopefully quite a bit. Let's take a look. A gain of 734 horsepower, 170%. That is wild. I wasn't expecting that. That is insane. Very, very impressed with that one. Bringing us up to 1,166 horsepower. I was hoping for around 900 horsepower. So to get over 1,100 is absolutely insane. With a drag rating of A at 999. So when we get this beast on the drag strip, we will be in that top category. But before we get over there, let's have a look at that gearbox tune. This is what we've gone for today, a 3.2 ratio. I've only adjusted this slider. The gear setup was all relatively quite nice. All I did was bring it down from a 4.2 to a 3.2. Obviously, many iterations in the meantime, checking it out, seeing what works. This is the one I think I can get the best speed out of for the quarter of a mile, so that's what we're going with today. Don't forget, we do have a fully tuned stage 3 ECU up to 16%, and if you want to see how to tune this perfectly every time, just click the link in the top right hand corner, or the link in the description below, where there's also a link for the carb tuning as well, but we don't need that one today. So let's get this beast onto the drag strip and see what we can do with the Volkswagen Golf. On the drag strip with the Volkswagen Golf, let's get into a King of the Sands tournament. Quarter of a mile, A-class, with our beautiful rating of A, 999. Pay our 1,000 entry fee and see who we've got today. Lots of unicorns, I can already see there. But who is driving them? Anybody we know? Oh, our first race is against Dead Bob 777, a.k.a. Payne, in the RTR Unicorn Street Edition. Hopefully we can beat that one. French Toast is the opponent above us, also in an RTR Unicorn Street Edition as well. Plus, I think we've got a couple more. Oh, that's the version 3 Unicorn. So we've got some other Unicorns going in here as well. There's a version 2 down there. And we've also got another street up there. But that's it for our friends. So let's get into it and see if we can beat Payne in our first race. First up, we've got Payne in the beautiful RTR Unicorn Street Edition Mustang. I absolutely love that car, but we've got to try and beat it today. So let's get into our Golf and let's go. Hopefully we can beat this Mustang off the line into second. Come on, into third. Where's the Mustang? Not anywhere near us. We are in the lead with our 4-wheel drive Golf and across the line. What sort of times do we get for our first run? An 8.874 seconds to the quarter of a mile, under a 9-second car. Very happy with that. The 8-second Volkswagen Golf. This thing goes like a hurricane with that 4-wheel drive system. Absolutely fantastic. And a very fitting livery. So for the first run, 8.874 seconds to the quarter of a mile with a top speed of 257 kilometers an hour. But we beat Payne. Let's get into the next round and see who we've got. Well, both Payne and French Toast are out. French Toast went out to his own creation, the Pikes Peak Ford Fiesta. Very fitting, in my opinion. But our next race is against another Unicorn, the version 2 from the Climacana edition. So let's get into that with our beautiful little Golf and see if we can beat the version 2. The version 2 RTR Unicorn is absolutely wild with the turbo sticking out the hood. It looks fantastic. Very, very awesome build, but we want to try and beat it with our Golf. It is 4-wheel drive, and it does go like a hurricane. So let's go. Come on, you beautiful little beast. Off the line, into second, into third. Are we beating the version 2? We are indeed beating the version 2. Are we going to make it all the way to the final? Let's get across the line, and let's get into the next one. 8.845 seconds to the quarter of a mile. Slightly better top speed at 258 kilometers an hour, and also it is slightly better time with the 8.845 seconds. So our second run so far is the best run, but we've beat another Unicorn, which is always good in my book. So let's get on and let's see who our next opponent is. All of the unicorns are now out. Our next race is against the Ford Fiesta Pikes Peak, and we know that's wild. It's already beaten 2 unicorns on its way here. And well, a different one. But anyway, what did this one beat? Another unicorn. Oh, and my VM Gasser build, which was pretty wild in itself. So definitely a good challenge. And up the top here, we got the other Pikes Peak Ford Fiesta and the Hot Wheels Bone Shaker Stealth Edition. Who's going to make it into the final? Let's find out. 2 hot hatches facing off against each other. The Pikes Peak Ford Fiesta looking absolutely crazy with all that wild aero on it. Absolutely wild, and I love it. And then just what is effectively a street edition Golf with a heavy tune and a slightly better body kit. So let's get on with it and let's try and win. Let's go. Come on, you beautiful Golf. Oh, I've jumped the lights. I'm getting pretty bad at that. That's a couple of times now. Hardly ever done that before. Since my return after my Christmas break, I've not been the best at drag racing. But there we go. We are out of the tournament, which is a shame. Could we have beaten that Pikes Peak Ford Fiesta? We will never know. But we are going to do one more quick 1v1. So we've just got 3 base times to go from. Let's get back to who makes it into the final of this tournament, who takes the win, and who we've got for our very last race. Well, because of my mistake there, the final has ended up as a Ford Fiesta Pikes Peak versus a Ford Fiesta Pikes Peak. I wonder what's going to take the win. Let's get going. It is a Richard Nugent. I'm assuming that's how you would pronounce that name in the Ford Fiesta Pikes Peak. But we did manage to make back 2,250 of our original deficit, which was 4,724. So about half of that. So it's not too bad. But let's get on and do one more quick 1v1 just to see what we've got. Back at the entrance then. A 1v1, quarter of a mile, 3 randomizations. 1, 2, 3. And we are up against the wide-body DeLorean DMC 12, which is pretty insane. Both the top end of the drag rating. So let's see if we can take the win for this final race. Well, unfortunately, my lead foot knocked us out of the tournament. So we're doing a last 1v1, and we're up against the beautiful wide-body DeLorean. Can we get a win for our final race after jumping the lights? I certainly hope so. Let's go. Come on, Golf. Come on, me. There we go. Off the line. Into second. Into third. Where's the DeLorean? It is behind us. I think we've got this one in the bag. Into 4th gear and across the line. Is this going to be our best run of the day? 8.826. Absolutely fantastic. That is our fastest quarter of a mile time today. So we're definitely happy about that. And a top speed of 258 kilometers an hour is absolutely fantastic. Let's get this one back to the garage, get it onto the speeder board, and then see if we can get it sold on for a nice bit of profit. That's the beautiful Golf onto the speeder board and coming in at second place with 1,166 horsepower, 8.826 seconds to the quarter of a mile, 258 kilometers an hour or 160 miles per hour. There she is on the board, second place. Loving that. With some very good competitors sat dotted around with that Panzos Aspirante and the BMW M2 G87 edition. Absolutely fantastic company to be keeping in the top 3 of the speeder board. Second place for our 4-wheel drive Volkswagen Golf in that wonderful Hurricane livery. But that's enough of that. Let's get back outside and talk some facts and figures. Well, there we are, all finished with the beautiful Golf coming in second place on the speeder board. Absolutely fantastic, especially in this beautiful Hurricane livery. It really does look amazing. But let's talk some facts and figures. I bought the car for $33,738 at the beginning of the episode and could have sold it and lost out on $4,724. But we didn't do that. We spent a further $84,433 upgrading, tuning, modifying, painting, and entering that drag tournament that we sadly got knocked out of. But never mind. Paying our total spend at $118,171. Is there some money to be made from this beautiful Golf? Let's get in. Let's take a look. Well, there she is, all 100% complete, brought back from the water damage, the flood damage, whatever was meant to have happened to this car at the beginning of the episode, but never mind. We managed to squeeze a lot more power out of that engine. 433 starting horsepower from the double overhead cam, a TFSI all-wheel drive engine, coming out at 1,166 after tuning, 170% power increase, which is absolutely crazy. Absolutely incredible and crazy. I tried to say the 2 words as one there. Didn't work, but never mind. We're going to roll with it. But yes, wild, and I've loved this one. But we did spend a lot to get there, so is there some money to be made? With a sale of 144,116. Take away what we spent, which was 118,171. Leaves us with 25,000. $1,945 profit, and I'm quite happy with that. That is a good car. Very good on the drag strip. The four-wheel drive system makes it so much better. It is incredible. But there we go. Time to say goodbye to the beautiful Golf. Link in the description below if you want to grab it for yourself. Off you go, Golf. And then we can see what we've got coming up next. Well, I always talk about the competitions. So next up is going to be our competition entry. And you know the drill by now. If you want access to this config, you have to click the join button below and then come and see us over on Discord when I'll be releasing this config the day the video goes live for you all to play, or a version very, very, very close, because there's some parts I use that are private and can't be shared. But this is the beautiful, Payne's beautiful Ford Mustang. We've gone for the 2008 edition, and ours is called Turbo Stang for a very good reason, as you will see during that episode. We got it from the auction house, the bad auction house, and it is in very bad condition. It needs a lot of repair work. So we've got our work set out ahead of us on Thursday's video. The engine in this one is the V8 overhead valve CGM, and that's what I'll be releasing in the public version. The one I'm going to be putting in it is the Maltese Modular LS3. Don't worry, the version you get will all be lined up with exhaust and everything like that. You just don't have access to this motor, so sadly you can't use it, but I'll be using it for the video. You guys can use the standard equivalent version of it for your builds if you want to do it, and then obviously you can swap in whichever engine you want using the car editor, pumping out 556 factory horsepower. Hopefully by the time we tune this one up, it'll be a little bit crazy, but we won't be racing it. This is one of our show car builds. It's for you to give me a score out of 10 so we can get it added to that show car board and see if it ends up on our lineup out the front. Hopefully, fingers crossed, you enjoy this one. Did we get a good deal? No, but not by much. I'm happy with that. 20,001 is what we paid, and we could sell it for 19,524, losing out on 477. Before we even begin with the Turbo Stang, this thing is going to be wild. Will you like it enough to put it in our top 4 along there? I'm hoping you will. Make sure you give me some votes when this video comes out on Thursday. So this is what we're going to be working on next time. The beautiful Ford Mustang Turbo Stang edition, customized by myself, looking absolutely fantastic. Once again, I want to say thank you to the channel members. You're all absolutely legends, listed on screen now. You can click join below, £2.99 a month, or whatever that would be in your local currency. It really does help and support me. Plus, you get access to all my configs and everything like that. And occasionally, I do some members-only videos about building and painting and things like that. Hopefully, more of them coming soon. But thank you so much to the current members. You're all legends. Click the join button below. But thank you very much for watching this video. I do hope you did enjoy it. If you did, leave a cheeky little like. Let me know what you think of the build in the comments below. And don't forget to make sure you are subscribed. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a beautiful day, whatever it is you're getting up to. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Like and subscribe for Virtual Mechanic.